Welcome to the unbelievably gorgeous New Zealand, and this is the ultimate travel guide to the South Island of New Zealand. In this video, I'll show you how to get here, how to get around, and what there is to do and see in one of the most beautiful places on Earth. Well, when you're traveling to an island, you generally have two choices, air or sea. The South Island has major airports at Christchurch, Queenstown, and Dunedin. Alternatively, you can catch a ferry from Wellington in the North Island to Picton on the South Island. Sailing time is around 3.5 hours. Getting around the South Island can be done on your own by either renting a car or a motorhome. There's also a good public bus network that can transport you around the South Island. There is so much to see here on the South Island, so let's get right into it. Nelson is located in the far north of the South Island and is a gateway to the island. This is an artsy town with vibrant galleries, craft markets, and access to nearby beautiful national parks. And if you enjoy wine, it's also close to the renowned Marlborough wine region. Christchurch is the largest city on the South Island and has a real English feel, evidenced by the Avon River which flows through the city. Christchurch is also known for its earthquake activity. Highlights in the city include the Canterbury Museum, Botanic Gardens, and a number of beautiful churches. Nestled on the Banks Peninsula, Akaroa is a charming coastal town known for its French-influenced architecture, harbor, and Hector's dolphins. Queenstown is one of the most beautiful cities you will ever hope to see. In fact, let's just pause here for a moment to enjoy the beauty of this city. Queenstown sits on the shores of the beautiful lake Wakatipu and is set against the dramatic Southern Alps. Besides its obvious beauty, the city is known as the adventure capital of New Zealand and is famous for its outdoor activities, including bungee jumping, skydiving, and scenic cruises on the lake. In the southeast corner of the South Island is Dunedin. Known for its Scottish heritage, Dunedin boasts historical architecture, the Otago Peninsula's wildlife, and the impressive Speight's Brewery. The city is also home to the steepest residential street in the world, Baldwin Street, as well as Larnac Castle. While the South Island boasts some beautiful cities, the landscape and scenery is what makes the South Island truly special. The South Island has 10 gorgeous national parks, and if you're traveling here, you owe it to yourself to visit as many as possible. So that being said, let's start in the north and then head south. Abel Tasman National Park is the country's smallest national park, but is easy to get to. You will find beautiful golden sand beaches surrounded by granite cliffs and lush native forests. Next to Abel Tasman is Kahurangi National Park. This wild land has beautiful marble mountains, palm-fringed beaches, and popular hiking trails. Nelson Lakes National Park lies on the northernmost area of the Southern Alps and offers gorgeous alpine landscapes featuring rugged peaks, forests, and glacial lakes. Paparoa National Park is a geological wonder and features pancake rocks, blowholes, lush forests, canyons, and caves. Arthur's Pass is the highest pass over the Southern Alps, and if you like train travel, the Trans-Alpine train journey traverses right through the park. Wetland Tai Poutini National Park is glacier country and features two famous glaciers, the Fox and Franz Josef glaciers. Rocky Mount Cook National Park is one of New Zealand's great national parks and is home to the country's tallest mountain, Mount Cook, and its largest glacier, the Tasman Glacier. The park is also part of an international dark sky reserve. Toward the southern end of the Southern Alps is Mount Aspiring National Park. This park has many large glaciers and is known as a great place for mountaineering and hiking. My favorite region of New Zealand just happens to be Fjordland National Park. This is one of the Southern Hemisphere's great wilderness areas. Fjordland is home to the Kepler, Milford, and Rotoburn tracks and the world-famous Milford and Doubtful sounds. Described by Rudyard Kipling as the 8th wonder of the world, Milford Sound is stunning. This incredible fjord is renowned for its towering peaks, waterfalls, and serene waters. This very well could be the most amazing sight in New Zealand. It is unreal. Doubtful Sound is perhaps not as dramatic as Milford Sound, but it is the second longest and the deepest of all of the fjords in New Zealand. And yes, it's also astonishingly beautiful. And finally, Rakiura National Park, which is actually located on New Zealand's third main island, Stewart Island. The national park covers about 85% of the island and features beaches, inlets, coastal forests, and wildlife. While it's true that the national parks include most of the incredibly beautiful regions of the South Island, there are some other spectacular sites that lie just outside the parks. One of those locations is Lake Tekapo. Lake Tekapo is located about halfway between Mount Cook and Christchurch and is known for, among other things, the amazing color of its water. One of the more popular locations on the lake is at the Church of the Good Shepherd, which offers the most amazing photography opportunities. Not surprisingly, it's also part of the Dark Sky Reserve. Lake Wanaka is located near Mount Aspiring National Park and is another must-see. The lake has been featured in many movies, but the real reason many visit the lake comes down to one single tree, that Wanaka tree. Of course, I've not mentioned everything that there is to see and do on the South Island because there is so much to offer. Some of those other attractions, though, do include the Otago Peninsula and the famous Clay Cliffs. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it. And if you're planning a trip to either New Zealand or Australia, check out my other Down Under videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. I have not been to a country where there are so many ways to scare yourself or nearly kill yourself. So if you love living on the edge, well, come here. In New Zealand, you can bungee jump, jet boat, whitewater raft, zip line, river surf, skydive, and swing deep into a canyon. Some of the world's great hiking treks are located right here on the South Island. Suffice to say, there are too many hiking trails to list in this video, but just know if you enjoy day hikes or multi-day hikes, you will love it here in the South Island. Skiing is amazing in New Zealand. There are 3 ski areas on the North Island, but I was surprised to find out that there are more than 30 ski areas here on the South Island. Besides about 25 million sheep, some of the more common wildlife include marine life such as seals, penguins, whales, and dolphins. There's also significant bird life here in New Zealand, but 2 birds, at least for me, 2 birds stand out. One, of course, is the kiwi. However, you're far more likely to see a kiwi in a sanctuary than here in the wild. The other is the kia, which is a large parrot found in the Alpine areas of the South Island. Word of warning though, these are very smart, outgoing, and aggressive birds. So there you go, the beautiful South Island of New Zealand. And if you're heading to the North Island, please check out that video right here.